become a better leader, these are the foundational skills that you need to have. You need to start here. And this is to be successful in anything, but you need to start here. And that is the difference between excuses and reasons.
Okay, we're going to switch up the topics a little bit.
Well, a little bit, but like this is how, if
they go hand in hand, right?
If this show if you've listened to this show and you're like, damn, I'm not as good of a leader as I thought because I am fearful that somebody's going to take my job. Or I always flex by doing it for them instead of showing them how to do it, right? Here's where you can start, is understanding the difference between an excuse and a reason. And excuses run like excuses are the biggest epidemic in the world. We come up with excuses for everything, right? Excuses, and here's the difference between an excuse and a reason. An excuse is what we tell ourselves for why something could or couldn't be done. Reasons are the factual explanation for why things happen. Okay? There's a massive difference there. Winners don't use excuses. Winners understand reasoning and then overcome all the excuses. So let me give you some examples.
Okay.
If you're in the sales role, okay? An excuse would be, I didn't make the sale because they couldn't get approved for financing. A reason would be, I didn't make the sale because I couldn't find them financing they could get approved for. Okay? As I run through these, the main difference between an excuse and a reason is an excuse puts the responsibility and the accountability on something other than yourself. A reason accepts full responsibility on you. Okay? So an excuse is they didn't buy because they're getting other bids. A reason is I didn't offer enough value with my bid for them to pick me. Okay?
Say that again.
I didn't offer them enough value with my bid for them to choose me. Okay? An excuse is they need to talk to their spouse. A reason is I failed to include the spouse in the conversation. Okay? An excuse is they need to think about it. A reason is I failed to put together my presentation in a way so that they could make the decision immediately. An excuse is we were out of X material on the truck. A reason is I failed to keep up with my truck stock. An excuse is my alarm didn't go off. A reason is I didn't double check my alarm last night before I went to bed. Right? An excuse is the gas station was busy, so I was late. A reason is I failed to get gas last night when I wouldn't risk being late if it was busy. Okay? Now, these may seem trivial. And if you're an excuse maker, you're disagreeing with me on almost every single one of these. Can't help my alarm. Can't help that they need to talk to their spouse. Can't help that sometimes you run out of stuff, right? Well, whoever is listening to this and siding on the excuse side of things, you got a lot of growing up to do, because you aren't going to make it anywhere if you keep making excuses and you keep pushing the responsibility and the accountability on anybody else but you, right? If you noticed in all these examples, all the excuses started with they or putting the blame on another object. All the reasons started with I. Okay. Austin said this the other day. After one of the Chiefs' first losses of the season,
Chomping at the bit.
I know. Austin said that we have this funny thing that we do with like our sports teams that we're fans of. When our sports teams win, we say we won. But when our sports teams lose, they say, yeah, they blew it. They lost, right? We won, they lost. We even do it with sports teams that we're fans of.
I say we lost.
I try to remove I from my vocabulary unless I'm talking about me.
Like if someone says how'd the Chiefs play, I'm like, we lost.
Right.
Like that's just, and I don't like want to take anything away from what you're saying, but like I'm so invested with my sports teams. Like, yeah. Like I've grown up here, like they are mine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or
it's just
like with the Chiefs' recent loss, dropping passes and stuff like that. It's like,
God, dude, catch
everybody wants to blame the guy who dropped the pass. And it's like, hold on, there's a whole team there, right? Hey, if you like what you're hearing on The Void and you want even more info, we just started a mentorship program specifically for trades professionals to start their business or to get their business to an incredibly healthy position. So if you'd like more info, click on the link in the description of this show. The quarterback may have been able to throw it better. If
those balls were right in their face.
I get it, but
you got to catch the ball. That's personal responsibility. You got to catch the ball.
I totally understand. But how many plays happened in that game? Hundreds, right? You can't blame
usually it's 60 and 60 offensive plays.
Okay.
Average game.
You can't blame the game on the one guy who dropped the one pass. Now, I get it. Like on the Chiefs one, it would have been a touchdown and all that stuff. I totally get it.
No, I wasn't saying that. Their thing was all of the drops combined.
All of the drops combined,
yeah,
but
not the one guy. Not the one. I'm not saying the one guy, but all of them combined.
Yeah.
And really, it was probably Travis's fumble at the 10. What are you doing, bro?
But you could go with that with any of them, right?
Yeah, Pat, how you throw?
But let's flip it around. Hey, defense, how about you get a fucking turnover? Right? Hey, run game, how about you step it up since our offense, our pass game isn't working?
That's on Andy. You'll run the ball, dude.
But what I'm saying is everyone likes to focus. Everyone is so entrenched on finding excuses that they'll take blame out of everywhere and pigeonhole it on one person, right?
Well,
we win as a team and we lose as a team. And if one guy drops a pass, okay, yeah, you got a job to do. You got to do better. However, we all share ownership in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And here's the cool part about it.
Yeah.
Mahomes, in perspective to the Chiefs, Mahomes has never once blamed his receivers for dropping passes. He's had all the golden opportunities. I mean, he's had them just freaking handed to him.
Because he's a leader.
Exactly. Right?
Yeah.
That dropped pass for a touchdown to Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Yeah.
Mahomes
says a half yard shorter.
Yeah, I could have thrown that ball a little closer. I could have not let him so much.
Yeah,
right?
a half yard shorter, he probably catches it.
Maybe, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is we were so ingrained to find the excuse. It's a huge responsibility shift to start taking responsibility for it instead.
It is human nature to not take responsibility.
Yeah.
Because we all want to not be at fault for mistakes or problems. So as you were going through those, all of those things that you listed have one thing in common. And I don't want to get biblical or humankind on you, but all of those things are selfishness versus selflessness.
Yeah.
Right? What we want to do is always be selfish. It's in our nature to be selfish. Sorry. You have to consciously think, I don't want to be selfish and I have to take the blame on this.
Right.
That is the great divider between leaders and followers. It's the great divider between men and animal. That's just, it's so basic and instinct.
Right.
And that's just I don't want to simplify it, and I don't want to say that it's just so easy to do that, because it's not. But that's literally the dividing line, is put yourself in the position to say, it's my fault. Right. I did that. Be selfless.
Right.
That's what leaders do. They are selfless. They like you were saying about with Patrick Mahomes. Hey, I should have thrown that half a yard shorter.
Right.
Travis Kelce said, I can't fumble the ball at the 5-yard line.
Right.
I can't do that. That's selfless. That's taking the blame on yourself. Even Andy Reid says stuff like that all the time. Hey, I got to make a better call in that position.
Yeah.
I've got to run the ball more.
Yeah.
I.
Yeah. Or he'll say, we have to do better.
Yeah. When you say we and I, and you throw yourself in front of your team, regardless of what it is, sports, business, the sales team, the management team, no matter what it is, you have to take the blame as the leader.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to set the example. That's how it is.
Right.